Hi everybody, how's it going? So I just kind of wanted to jump on and do kind of a little video for you guys because I'm not quite sure when the next reaction video is going to be up for you people who watch me to watch. I'm hoping to get part 3 of Macro Terror out today, but part 4 possibly Sunday. It's currently Friday. I've got a bit of a busy week next week, so I'm going to hopefully try and get the rest of that story out. I've not actually watched many lately. I've literally been full on at work, so, and I've had family visiting as well this week, so I've not had much time to kind of get anything kind of recorded or even edited, so it's been a bit manic. So I do apologise if there's long waits for kind of videos once the Macro Terror is completed. I have finished the Faceless ones. I have finished watching that, but that's the last story I've watched, so there's not a lot going on at the minute other than work in my life, unfortunately. But I thought I'd kind of jump on because I wanted to do another kind of summarisation, that's probably not a word, of the first 3 seasons of Hartnell. I know we're kind of getting to the end of season 4 now, but it was just something I kind of wanted to do a little series of. So the first video that I made was of my favourite stories, and this video is going to be my least favourite stories of the Hartnell era. So I've got a top 5, and hopefully I'll be able to explain why they were my least favourite. Some of them I did watch 3 months ago, so if I do forget a lot of information about them, it's because I've watched them that long ago. But in 5th place was The Celestial Toymaker. I really enjoyed part 4 of that episode. For me, it was such a shame that the first 3 parts are still missing, and we've only kind of got the reconstruction kicking about. It was so difficult for me to watch. I couldn't get, when we were in the kitchen with the cook and the major, I was so frustrated listening to that in the reconstruction that all I wanted to do was see what was happening, and I couldn't see it. And it just felt chaotic and manic, and I didn't really know what was going on. The whole thing with the chairs in the second part, yeah, was just, it was a shame that the footage wasn't there. I think if the footage was there, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more than what I did. But it just edged its way onto the list for me. But mainly because I couldn't see it. I don't have problems with the reconstruction episodes, any kind of reservations I had to begin with when I kind of at first thought to myself, you know, will I watch these? Because I think I remember I was debating with myself whether or not to watch Marco Polo. And then actually when I did go and watch it, I actually found that I really enjoyed it. And the fact that there was no visual there didn't take away from the story for me. But with The Celestial Toymaker, I really, really struggled. And to not have that visual there when you have an actor of Michael Gough's calibre in an episode, to me was just, it was quite sad. But as I say, if the film was ever found, the episodes were ever found, and I had the opportunity to rewatch it, or even if they animated it, I'd probably enjoy it more than I did. But that's probably my main reason why this made onto my list. This is going to sound terrible, but like 4 of these are all reconstruction episodes. But the 4th on my list is The Mythmakers. Now, I love historical matter. I think it's fabulous. I love history. History is one of my favourite things. But The Mythmakers, I just could not get into. It was another one that I struggled with. I don't know if it was something to do with the writing. It just felt a little bit rushed to me. the myth makers. I actually don't really have a lot to say about it, which is probably says everything really. But I just felt like it could have been amazing, and I think if the visual was there, it could have been like epic for the fact that it was the 1960s. Like, it could have been a spectacular. I'm not expecting it to be like bloody Spartacus, but it would have been like amazing. So it's a shame that once again there was no real kind of visual to aid it, and that for me kind of hindered the storytelling of that a little bit as well. But as soon as everything kind of came about with Troilus and Cressida, I kind of thought, oh, I know where this is going, and that kind of spoilt it a little bit for me, knowing the story of that, but that's obviously just a byproduct of what I did at university. That's not the programme's fault. So that made it onto my list as well. In third place was Marco Polo. I would have enjoyed Marco Polo more if it was a 4-parter. There were so many elements to that story. I lost my way with it a little bit, and at times I forgot who was who and who was where, what was kind of going on. Tigana was an arsehole, although ironically Tigana was the character I probably liked the most, and it had kind of more depth to than any of the other characters we met. I didn't particularly enjoy Marco as a character. Pinchot, to me, was kind of more of a background character. She didn't really bring a lot of weight to the story either. There was just like odd little snippets of her, or she's getting married to this man who's like 95, she's like 16. And there was just like little snippets of her background thrown in. And she kind of did a little bit more toward the end and became like obviously a friend to Susan in that episode. So it kind of gave Susan a bit to do with Pinchot kind of trying to get the key to the TARDIS back, and so it kind of gave her something to do with Susan. But I just really struggled with it. It probably would have been beautiful, and from the kind of images that we got of the sets and things, it looked beautiful, and the costumes looked amazing as well, with the colour stills. But again, if the footage survived, I probably would have enjoyed it, but not as a 7-parter. I probably would have enjoyed it more as a 4. I just felt like the content was too stretched for me for that one. The second story on my list is the Web Planet. Now, I loved the first episode of that, and I was like completely enthralled by it, and I didn't really know what was going on. But in a good way, and I thought, fucking hell, this story is going to be manic. Part 2 came along, and I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of getting by. It's a 6-parter, is what it is. By the time 3, 4, 5 and 6 came, I kind of lost the will to live. Really lost the will to live. I wasn't bothered if the Wasps people lost their wings anymore. The Animus was annoying. The Zarbi, and that's literally how I felt from part 3 to 6. I was actually really relieved when that episode finished. Again, it probably could have benefited more if it was a 4-parter than a 6. But hey ho, I didn't write it. It'd probably been really weird if I'd have wrote it, actually, because I'm just quite weird anyway. But that one for me, I really, really struggled with. I could not. I don't think I'll probably ever. It's not a story I'm probably ever going to go back and watch. Yeah, it was just bizarre, really, really bizarre. But hey ho, Web Planet's number 2. Number 1 on my list is The Smugglers. Now, The Smugglers, to put it frankly, boiled my piss. I really didn't enjoy that story at all. I really, really struggled. To the point where I just didn't want to watch it anymore. There was elements of that story that, to me, were quite dated. Obviously we had the gentleman on the ship who was sadly called to Jamaica for reasons probably well known to everybody. I know it was a period story. You know, it's not something that's that I expected to see, to be honest. And I was quite surprised by that and quite shocked by that. Yeah, it was I found that difficult to kind of process. But then obviously I had to think, well, it's the 1960s. Sorry, I just got a text message. So yeah, a different world completely back then in terms of getting that through. I just really struggled with that episode in general. If I could erase it from my memory, I probably would. But unfortunately, I can't do that. I just could not cope with that story whatsoever. It's a shame, because anything kind of like that, I probably would have loved. Because when I was growing up, I used to love films about pirates and smugglers, and like literally my mother would kill me because I watched Blackbeard's Ghost on a loop, and it used to drive her insane, like that and Hook, and she was just like, Jesus Christ. So it's just a shame that like 4 of these 5 videos that I really didn't enjoy very much were reconstruction episodes. But you know, if they ever are animated, I probably would give them another try, just to see if there was any kind of enjoyment that I could derive from them. But I really, really struggled with those episodes. So those are kind of my top 5 least favourite episodes of the Hartnell years. So this video has ended up being a lot shorter than my favourite ones, so I probably think that probably says quite a lot about the fact that I disliked them, and I've just kind of been like, yeah, I hated it, and that was it. I also wanted to say thank you, because I've just kind of noticed as I've been doing this that for some reason there's 204 people that enjoy watching me ramble on and make probably the weird faces and eat a lot of food and talk to my cat often. As I watch these. So I just want to say thank you to the fact that there's 204 people that want to see that and are kind of interested in seeing that. To be honest, I never really expected anyone to watch these. I just thought, bugger it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see how it goes. If people want to watch, they want to watch. If they don't, they don't. But honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm genuinely surprised that anyone, never mind 204 people, want to watch me just talk shit at a camera about a television program that's 50 plus years old. So yeah, thank you. Hopefully there'll be a Macro Terror part 3 out this evening. There might be 1 or 2 more kind of videos like this out this evening as well. They'll probably be out quicker than the Macro Terror though, because I need to edit that. So I just wanted to say thank you, and hopefully there'll be a completed Macro Terror by Sunday evening. So see you soon.